that's not me. You can't see me proposing on bended knee. And I don't wanna celebrate on Valentine's, but I would crush the grapes to make you wine. I like to watch the sunset through your eyes, or I could always write your name across the sky. I could even climb up on your bar escape and play you yesterday on my guitar. I love who you are. But I wanna be the one who matters everything to you when your whole world shatters. I wanna be original. I won't send you flowers on the side of the Eiffel Tower, make love to you in a lightning shower. I wanna be original. I won't send you flowers. Oh, I can be a hero. Don't be afraid.
I would definitely have to have you up here.
Something of a savior from the average day. If you'd rather stay at home and be with me, I just miss the way we used to be. 'Cause I wanna be the one who matters everything to you when your whole world shatters. I wanna be original. I won't send you flowers on the side of the Eiffel Tower, make love to you in a lightning shower. That would be original. I won't send you flowers. No, 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 no. Then there's no sign of me getting over you. It's been on my back too long. Then there's no sign of me getting through to you.
Sometimes.
Look what I've become. Something else won't ever see you for who you really are. They won't see you, no, they won't see you for who you are. Well, I wanna be the one who matters everything to you when your whole world shatters. I wanna be original. I won't send you flowers on the side of the Eiffel Tower, make love to you in a lightning shower. Now that would be original. Won't send you flowers. You were always the better part of me. I wanna be original. Won't send you flowers. You were always the better part of me. I wanna be original. I won't send you flowers.
That is so cool. We're live on the air. We're
Is there a
live on
sweater?
the
It's a
air.
little chilly.
With the banter.
Yeah.
What's up, Facebook and Govs Radio? We are here with rock and roll royalty this evening.
Is my bracelet making noise, man? Should I
Yeah,
take it?
take it all off, Cindy Lauper.
Oh.
Ricky Byrd, everybody, rock and roll Hall of Famer, original member of Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
You had to look down to see that?
No, I didn't. But sometimes like you could say like Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. You could, have like a slip or whatever. So, but here we are, and I want to thank you for coming on. And
You should thank me after we finish.
why is that?
It
No,
could go either way, man.
I thank you just for being here. I thank you just recovery troubadour, right?
How's that? That's cool.
That is very cool. What does that mean?
I haven't a clue. No. I do one of the things. I think most of my life now is based on spreading the message of recovery through music. I myself am coming up on 32 years clean and sober next month, September.
Congratulations.
September 25th.
That's great.
Thank you. And I kind of stumbled into this. See? And I started to do music recovery music groups at treatment facilities around the country.
Right.
And the response has, been overwhelming. So I've become this like recovery troubadour. And then 2017, I put out this record called Clean Getaway, which is it's a rock and roll record with the message on the songs are about hope and inspiration, addiction recovery,
Right.
and hopefully I will help somebody that's struggling.
Yeah.
Or if you're already in recovery, you'll completely identify with the lyrics.
Right. So I have a copy of the CD, and it's really fantastic.
Thank you.
I've already requested, I think, 3 songs before we even got on the air. Cause,
Oh, really?
yeah, well, I told you, these, but
Well, like I said to you when we were our little banter before we started, I got a message on Facebook from somebody. So when I go to these places, like once a month I go to a place called Turning Point in Paterson, New Jersey, and I do a music group, a recovery music group for the men. There's like 60 guys. Then they bring me over to the women's side, and I do one for them. And I bring a stack of the CDs with me. And I say, when you complete your treatment, ask your clinical director or your counselor for a copy of it, so you could take the message home with you.
right.
But if they happen to have run out, or you forget or something like that, just find me. I'm easy to find. Find me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter.
Yep.
Tell me I saw you there, and I'll pop
Yep.
one in the mail. So just when we sat down, it popped up. He said, "Oh, I got your CD last night, man. We're just listening to it over and over again."
Right.
So it's pretty. It's a pretty cool thing.
Every song has a certain message that
Right.
has to, that relates to recovery, right?
Yeah, it has to do. It relates to recovery or the addiction side of it.
Right.
I try to put a solution into every song a little bit,
Okay.
just so it ends on a positive note.
Right. Did you?
But I
write-
don't pull any punches. I mean, I'm talking about from my experience.
Right. And well, that's my next question was: do you write them all yourself? Did you co-write with some other people?
I wrote a few of them by myself, and I co-wrote a few of them with a couple of my pals. There's a couple I wrote with Mark Hudson from the Hudson
Oh,
Brothers.
okay, yeah.
And I can't remember. I wrote a couple with my friend Richie Supa.
Okay.
I don't have the album in front of me. Album. Do we call them albums still?
Yeah, of course. CD, record.
So I can't
It's
remember
all
how many.
acceptable.
But I enjoy. I'm not afraid. Like if there's something I think somebody could bring to the table, I have no ego about co-writes. I
Okay.
just want it to be a great song.
Right.
Some of them I could, I just sit there and I start playing on the couch and something pops out.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just think that somebody else could bring something to the table or come up with some lines that I couldn't have thought of.
Right. Now, you want to get right into it right away and play
Yeah,
one of
we
those
could
tunes because.
Yeah, sure. So this one, Broken is a Place. This is the final song on the record. I thought it'd be a great song to end with. This is the first recovery song that was written. I wrote this with my pal Richie, and this is how this really all started. I was doing some kind of recovery concert-y things, mostly down in Florida, and they were about awareness, more than anything. And
Right.
and I did have people come over to me after the gigs, after the shows, and I had no recovery songs at all. I was just playing some blues, and Richie had a couple of songs I was playing on his stuff. And people were coming over and going, "Hey man, I grew up on your music, and I'm in recovery," or "This happened to somebody in my family died from addiction," and this
Right.
and that. It's so great to see that you can be clean and sober, and
Right.
so that it made me feel good first of all, but a sort of a light bulb went off. It's like maybe I could combine music and my experience in recovery,
Right.
and help some people.
Right.
So that was going on for a while. We wrote this song in 2012. I came back to New York and I recorded a quick demo, right? I might have done it with Bob Stander,
Okay.
my co-producer, and I threw it online and I started to get messages, and it was just a really quick demo, right? I started to get Facebook messages and Instagram messages. "Oh man, you told my story."
I was going to ask you that because I've heard 2 different versions of this song.
Yeah, there
Is
are.
that-
I think there's at least 2 different
One
versions.
starts a cappella, right? And that might
I
be.
do not
okay.
remember. There's the
I
one.
know the CD so well now at
There's
this
the
point.
one that's on the record,
Yeah.
right? And then there's the original demo.
Right.
I think I can't remember. One of them wound up in a documentary
Okay.
called American Epidemic, and there might be another one floating around somewhere.
Right.
That was just me. I think there's one with just me with a guitar, just like now.
Yeah. And this is the first one that you recorded for the
For the
album?
record? Oh, that's an interesting question. I don't remember.
Okay.
I just know that when we finished the record, I said, "Yeah, I wanted to kind of end like a Beatle record, like let's put Broken as a Place at the end."
Right.
And I remember I came up with some interesting intro, didn't I? Isn't there like a weird I took like the musical part from the middle of the song and I started the song off with it.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see if I can play it now. Oop, I don't want to play in the right key. The things I did to just not feel the pain, like drinking myself slowly down the drain. Anything to fix me quick, getting high is what made me tick. I couldn't quit. I never thought that I would see the day I'd hit my knees and I would start to pray. Suddenly I felt the spark that picked me up and led me from the dark. Well, could it be God? I'm tired of hurting, tired of all the bridges burning. Surrender was the only way to win. When I let go, my wildest dreams were out there waiting. I won't go back, life is on the mend. Broken is a place I've already been. I got here with every wrong turn that I took. Mistakes I made, read like an open book. I'm a different man today, but I know trouble's just one drink away. Well, here comes the pain. I'm tired of hurting, tired of all the bridges burning. Surrender was the only way to win. When I let go, my wildest dreams were out there waiting. I won't go back, life is on the mend. Broken is a place I've already been. I've already been broke down and busted, already been a man I don't wanna be. No, no. Tired of hurting, tired of all the bridges burning. Surrender was the only way to win. When I let go, my wildest dreams were out there waiting. I won't go back, life is on the mend. Broken is a place I've already been.
Unbelievable. That sounded just like the record.
Did it?
Oh my God, to a
All right,
T.
thank you.
For everybody who's just tuning in, yes, this is Ricky Byrd. We have him here. Sorry for the last time that we had to postpone, but
Oh, right, I forgot about
yes, that we were having some studio issues at that time, and we wanted to make sure that we put our best foot forward when we had a guest of your caliber here. So again, thank you for being here and playing these songs for us.
My little Gibson LG1, 1966.
That thing sounds
pretty damn good.
So good. I won't even touch my guitar because I'm so not worthy.
Yeah, it's all beat up and stuff, but it sounds great.
It does. It sounds fantastic. I can't wait to listen back. Yes, everybody, that's Ricky Byrd's song from his album Clean Getaway. You can
Right.
find that. Where can everybody find that so they can start going there now? And
Well, you could go to, it's on, first of all, it's on my website, rickybyrd.com. And you could also help me record the next one,
ooh, they can
which
help.
I'm working on right now. You could pre-order the record now, and there's a whole bunch of cool little, everything from digital to, I'll come to your house and fold your sheets for X amount of dollars.
Whoa,
But it's on.
that's a VIP treatment.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, it's on rickybyrd.com. So you could pre-order the new record, and also you could order a signed copy of the Clean Getaway record, or you can get it on iTunes, CD Baby, what else? Amazon.
All those.
Yeah, the usual
Right.
suspects.
Right. So when can we
Platforms.
expect the follow-up record? You think?
Yeah, good question. I'm working on it. Maybe, I wanted to get it out in the early fall, but that ain't going to happen because it's already August. So maybe before Christmas, maybe right after
Okay.
Christmas. I don't know. It's got to be right.
Right.
I'm about, I got about 5. The way we're doing it this time, me and Bob, we're kind of working on the song and we're mixing them as we go.
Okay.
But we'll mix them, and then maybe I want to bring in a few of my friends to sing background vocals.
Okay.
But the song's mixed, and then all we got to do is add the background vocals and then mix that into the track.
Right.
So maybe I think we have 5 songs finished now.
Okay. How many you plan on putting?
12,
in? Yeah.
13.
Do you have? I know you've played with everybody, and this is
Everybody that ever has existed in the music business, I've played with.
You've played with them.
That's
yeah.
right. Cab Calloway, Dean Martin.
Cab Calloway.
5 people maybe know who Cab Calloway is.
I am not one of them. I'm not ashamed to admit that.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. I don't know who he is. She is. He is. It's
It's
a he,
a
I
guy.
guess.
For the love of God.
I know, but let me go
These
down the
kids
levy.
today and their knowledge in music.
I know. What business do I have running a music podcast? Roger Daltrey, Ian Hunter, Paul McCartney, Ringo. I mean, all these Joe Walsh, Alice Cooper. It just goes on and on and on. I mean,
Yeah, well, Paul McCartney, Ringo, and Joe Walsh. That was at the Rock Hall inductions in 2015. That was
Okay.
the jam at the end.
Wow.
I got to play with them, and there were tons of other people on there on stage. There was Gary Clark Jr. and Billy from Green Day, Billy Joe Armstrong from
okay.
Green Day. There was Stevie Wonder. There was Patti Smith. There was Peter Wolf. Who else? Of course, Anton Fig. And,
Right. I mean, how was that experience to just be there and just get inducted and give that acceptance
That was
speech?
like
and just,
everyday experience.
I mean, you probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty. Honestly, when I look back at it now and I see the YouTube video or something, it's a bit more scary than when it was happening.
Right.
Because I was kind of in the middle of it.
Right.
So I just was there, dressed nice, and I just did what I had to do.
Just do your thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, I tell people say, man, it must have been frightening playing with McCartney. I was like, no, man, he was just like the bass player in the band. It was
Right.
weird. He was just standing there on stage next to us. And I went over when it was time for my guitar break. I went over
Right.
to him and gave him a big smile. He smiled back, and it was just like the bass player.
Yeah.
What did he say at the party?
See, this is what we want to know. What does Paul McCartney say at parties?
At the after party, when you went over to him and said, "I hope you didn't mind."
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the deal. The behind the scenes. So we're at soundcheck, right?
That's what Joe wanted.
We're at soundcheck,
Okay.
and there's like 5 guitar players on stage, right? It's Joe Walsh, Gary Clark Jr., myself. There was a country artist there too. I can't remember his name. And Paul Schaefer was the MD, and Paul had like a pad, and he had our names down. Like, okay, so we did "I Want to Be Your Man," and we did "Little Help."
Okay.
Right? And he had each. Okay, so you do the first guitar solo, you do the second one, you do the third one, right? And he would go over to everybody. So this is in sound check, and I noticed nobody was going over to Paul, and I'm like, okay, dude, you're never gonna have this chance again.
Right.
So
right.
like when Paul tapped me on the shoulder, man, I just went straight over to McCartney. I started playing like Chuck Berry riffs right in his face, and I got all these amazing pictures of him smiling at me. And,
That's
yeah,
unbelievable.
I just said like, this is your chance,
Right.
to do this, right?
Right.
And then at the party, the after party, I said to him, I hope I didn't, step on any toes or anything, getting in your face a little bit.
Right.
And he said, no, that was so rock and roll, man. He's like, people are like afraid to come over to me.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, good. I'm glad you liked it.
Wow.
I said, that was the Bronx in me, man. I just said, I'm going over to McCartney.
New Yorkers
And
have balls,
there's
right?
a picture. There's one picture. See, what I didn't realize is Ringo started singing "I Want to Be Your Man" at the front of the stage with a microphone. But after like a verse, he went back and played the drums.
Okay.
You know, when I was standing up there, I didn't realize he was playing drums. But when I saw the pictures, there's one picture. There's like a three shot. There's like McCartney, me, and Ringo's on the drums behind me, and I'm like,
No. That has
it was
to be.
it was pretty weird. It's
Wow.
like, dude, I'm in the
You're,
Beatles
you're
right
a Beatle.
Yeah, it was great, man.
That-
That's just a good. What do you think?
I don't.
amazing.
I wasn't even there, and I'm. Like I said, I'm.
The whole night was
I'm-
cool, man.
I'm so happy that
Hey,
you're on the
let's
show.
put it this way.
It's-
Like I was up there giving a speech, man. And I'm looking down, and like Jerry Lee Lewis is like sitting in front of me. The Killer is sitting in front of me.
Right.
You know?
And did he heckle you?
No, man. He was just. I mean, it was just weird. It
Yeah.
was just surreal. The whole thing was surreal.
Yeah. And
I mean, thank God for Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, right?
well,
That's
okay.
the reason I was there.
That was going to be my next question. Is you're going back there? Are you not?
Yes.
Okay. So what is that all about?
So I've become like the Rock Hall's recovery guy, it seems, recovery dude. So last year, it started last year, and they have their summer series. They have concerts all summer. I think it's on once a week or something. They approached me last year, and they said, look, we want to put on a recovery awareness concert. We know what you do around the country.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to help us put it together? So last year I had my pal Michael DeBar, right, actor, DJ, and pal, and musician, of course. And Liberty DeVito was on drums.
I've heard of him.
Yes, Liberty, my pal. And so that was last year, and that was great. It was like 110 degrees out, because it's literally they set the stage up right in front of the Rock Hall.
Okay.
So this year they called me again. Let's do another one, and they have all these organizations. Last year they only had they had one or two organizations from Cleveland, Recovery Resources. I think there was one other maybe. This year I think they got like 20 different organizations.
Okay.
It's called Rock and Resilience. So it's about trauma. It's about recovery. So this year I reached out, and we have Kathy Valentine from the Go-Go's,
Wow.
and we have Genya Raven,
Okay.
who's a rock and roll icon.
Yeah,
One of the first all-girl bands, Goldie and the Gingerbreads.
Okay.
And she's a DJ on Underground Garage also.
Okay.
And she was in 10 Wheel Drive.
Yeah.
And produced the Dead Boys and all these other cool bands.
Right.
And Lib's playing drums. I'm bringing Bob Stander to play bass.
Very nice.
Right. And is that it? Yeah, I think that should be enough.
That should be enough.
So we're each going to do 3 or 4 songs each.
Okay.
And then we're going to do, I'm covering, should I even say this? I'm covering a Four Tops song. Like on the last record, you said to me before you loved the cover of Kicks.
Kid.
Kicks. Oh, you didn't say it. I'm sorry. That was a joke.
I like Kicks.
Yeah.
No, but I like that Kid was right.
But I covered Kicks, the song
Right.
by Paul Revere
Yes.
and the Raiders.
Right.
And this year I'm doing a cover of a slamming cover of "Reach Out, I'll Be There" by the Four Tops.
Oh, nice.
And all that melody at the beginning is kind of like screaming guitar.
Right. So this is coming up soon, right?
That's gonna be
Can people buy tickets to this?
It's
or is this-
free.
Okay.
If you're in Cleveland, just come down. It's August 25th. I think it's from 12 to 4 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right in front of the Rock Hall, man. It's
That's-
gonna be great.
All
then
all
we're gonna-
Cleveland viewers. Hello,
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Hello, Cleveland. And then we're gonna do a meet and greet.
Cool.
We'll all
Nice.
sit at a table and we'll sign. I'll be selling my CD there.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody. Kathy's got a CD out with her. I think it's called the Blue Bonnets. Is her?
Are they in the Hall of Fame? The Go-Go's probably
I don't
are, right?
know. I don't have a clue.
Okay. Yeah, they should be. They were a good band too.
Absolutely.
So now there's another big gig that you have coming up that that I had shared, and I think it was called
Rocket
Kick It?
Academy?
Rocket. Yeah, right. That's right.
Yes, that's August 22nd, and that is at the Three Rivers Theater in New Jersey. They're giving me this year's award for the work I do in recovery, and also I do a lot of work with them. It's a really cool organization. Everybody should just look it up and support it. It's one of the pet projects of Little Steven and his wife Maureen, and it's just these great kids, and they kind of. The kids have to audition, anything with music with kids, I'm in,
Right,
because I
yeah.
think the first when the economy goes bad, the first thing they take out of schools is the music
Arts,
programs,
always, yeah.
the arts.
Yeah.
And I've done a couple of shows with them. I did a show with they called me up. Actually, Mark Weiss, the photographer, called me up and he said, "Hey, there's this organization called the Rocket Academy, and we're doing an event at the Count Basie Theater, and they're all kids from, I don't know, 9 years old, and they have to stop at 18, and they're doing Tommy from top to bottom.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in. So I went there, and I think I played Crimson and Clover, and then I, at the end of the show, me and Van Zandt, we were doing Listening to You, I think,
Okay.
with everybody on stage. It was great.
Right.
And I've done a couple of other things with them. They did a tribute to Steve Marriott, who was from Humble Pie and was a friend of mine.
Okay.
So I went and sang I think I sang a Small Faces song.
Nice.
So I'm involved with the work they do.
Right.
So they're giving me.
So you're giving back a lot. You-
I don't know. Am I?
It seems like it to me.
I'm just trying to be part of the solution.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
In different areas of.
Right.
I mean, I like turning on kids to rock and roll. That's one thing. I mean, I like showing those newbies in the music business. You know, this is
Right.
that riff doesn't exist much anymore. You know,
No.
that kind of thing.
Guitars don't really exist much
Yeah,
anymore.
but I'm saying, like, I like passing that on, like it was
Right.
passed on to me. And recovery, that's just a natural.
Right.
That's what you do.
I think more people should be doing what you're doing, but that's
There's
just
plenty of
what I
people, man.
think.
There's lots of people out there doing it, man.
I just want to get very quick because we have a lot of comments. We have a lot of people loving the song,
Oh, good.
giving hearts, likes, beautiful song.
Lovely.
You can feel free to go back and read it, but I think they want to hear another one.
Well, they do.
So I think we should give them that.
So I'll do something on the next. That's going to be on the next
Oh,
record.
we got a sneak peek.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me put. What's happening? Things are moving.
Yeah.
There's stuff moving all around. Here's the thing about this book. If you can see it, on Facebook, I have this lyric book. I have probably 30 recovery songs now. And I go around to these treatment facilities and I do, these groups. And I it's a weird thing. It's become a crutch. Like if you took this book now and ran out with it, I'd probably cry. I don't know if I could do the song. And I can remember the lyrics, but I'm so afraid to not have the lyrics in front of me now, and I got to somehow get used to that. I'm really trying to wean myself off this.
It's like the GPS, right?
It's
Nobody
like
knows
the
where they're
GPS.
going anymore,
Yeah.
right? So if
Yeah, but I mean, and even though I know the lyrics to this song, I just have to have it in front of me. It's like it's like my babe. It's like my blankie.
Right. We were talking about this before, the teleprompters. That's the same thing.
So this is going to be on the next record. I wrote this with this cool girl named Emily Duff, this cool rock and roll girl.
Okay. Is she the one that you duetted with on Sweet Surrender?
No.
Okay.
No. I didn't even know Emily then.
Okay.
I just heard her music and I said, let's try to write a song for this. She understands recovery too, so I figured we could come up with a good thing. So I do this song every time I go to a treatment facility, right? And when I get to the last chorus, I ask everybody in treatment to sing along, and like the whole crowd starts singing, man.
Oh, nice. So it's an earworm then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so what I did is, we just actually, we just mixed this. But the other day, I was in the studio with Bob, and I invited 8 of the clients from, we didn't even talk about that yet, but I'm an alcohol and substance abuse counselor a couple of days a week at this wonderful place called Christopher's Reason, which is out in Staten Island.
Okay.
And I invited 8 of the, I think it was 8 or 9 of the clients to come down and sing gang vocals at the end of the.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they're on the record now.
That's great.
And
That's
was
so
cool.
great.
Yeah,
That's so great.
I did that with the Clean Getaway record with guys from another place, guys and gals from another place.
And when you perform live, do you do that too?
Well, I haven't played these songs live.
Okay.
So far, I've only played these songs like in treatment facilities.
Right.
But when we do this next record, I'm gonna step it up one notch, and I'm gonna try to do some touring about it, whether it's acoustic or with a small band or something. I mean, I think this would be really cool to do around the country.
I mean, absolutely.
It would have to be specifically. I have to find people that understand what this is and know. It's not like we could play bars or anything like that. I'm trying because I want to be
Right.
able to play in a town and invite people from the treatment facilities down.
Right. Well, I think we were saying before, how many
Theaters,
people
small theaters.
across the country? How many people are in
It's like
recovery?
25 million.
20. So that.
Yeah.
And how many people are doing
MetLife
what you're
Stadium,
doing?
man.
You could there's not a lot of people that do what you do, right? And
There's
there
a
should
lot
be.
of people that do what I do, but
Not to your level though. That
I have no idea.
Yeah.
There are people that put specific songs like Joe Walsh had One Day at a Time on
Right.
his last record.
Mm-hmm.
So there are plenty of songs of recovery songs sprinkled
But doing one song as opposed to
Yeah,
living
well,
the
I just-
lifestyle of how you do
No,
it.
but
is-
I want to do like maybe, dude. I mean, I've done. This will be my second recovery record. Maybe I'll do a blues record next. I don't know.
Okay.
But for right now, this
right
is
now,
what I'm doing.
right.
Because it seems to be helping a segment of society that might be struggling right now. And that's, as a songwriter, it's amazing when I hear people say, "Man, I wanted to use last night, but I listened to this song or that song." But somebody in recovery, that's a real
No, that's
That's
got
a
to
real
be very
kick.
fulfilling.
Yeah.
Right.
fulfilling. That's the word I couldn't figure out. All right, here we go. Let's see it.
I have the best words.
Lady or the tiger, what's behind the door? I know one just might kill me, but I got to get some more. The devil's dealing aces, cause he knows just what you need to keep you in the alley begging bargains on your knees. But I ain't gonna live like that no more, no more. I ain't gonna live like that no more, no more. Hell is living for the need and the score. No, I ain't gonna live like that no more, no more. No more, no more, no more. Working hard at nothing, just fixing for a hit. Crawling from the consequences, swearing this is it. A lie begets a lie, the truth is laying low. My bullshit's thick with every trick to get me where I got to go. But I ain't gonna live like that no more, no more. I ain't gonna live like that no more, no more. Hell is living for the need and the score. No, I ain't gonna live like that no more, no more. No more, no more. Listen now. I'm circling the drain, I can't tell the pleasure from the pain. This ain't my fate. I'm gonna get on the straight now. Coming to, it's 5 p.m. I woke up 3 times today. Lord, grant me the serenity to shake this pain away. I'm cold, tired, and need some strength to get me off the ground. I pray you help me turn this down and dirty life around. 'Cause I ain't gonna live like that no more, no more. I ain't gonna live like that no more, no more. Hell is living for the need and the score. No, I ain't gonna live like that no more, no more. No more, no more, no more. And then I say, come on, sing it. I ain't gonna live like that no more, no more. Ooh, I ain't gonna, no. I ain't gonna live like that no more, no more. Sick and tired of being sick and tired now. I ain't gonna live like that no more, no more. I ain't gonna live like that no more, no more, no more, no more, no more. Talking to you.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear that one.
Greasy little song.
Yeah. I'm getting a guitar lesson here, by the way. Everybody, I'm staring right at your hands, and I'm taking it all in, because
Don't look directly at my hands, man. You can go blind doing that.
So we here again, everybody. Ricky Byrd is here in the studio with us today, and we couldn't be happier. That was a song that's going to be on Ricky's new CD,
Yeah, I'm
album,
not sure what I'm
whatever
calling
we,
it yet.
we right. But what?
I may call it "Falling on the Wagon."
Oh, that's interesting. That's I like that. I think it's pretty good.
Falling on the Wagon.
So let's actually. Why don't we take 2 seconds?
Let's take
No,
a
we
phone
can't?
call. Hello.
We can't. Oh, okay.
What's
So
happening?
they're not. So what? Well, instead of we have to make time for our sponsors. Otherwise they get
Gotta have
mad and they
sponsors. I
pull
know
their
about
money and that.
sponsors.
Yeah. So what we'll do instead? Hey, listen. You were generous enough to give away one of your CDs to one of our viewers
Yeah.
who gets this trivia question right.
Signed.
Signed. See, I wrote it down and I forgot. See. Special message too. If they ask for it.
Oh, absolutely. Special message.
All right, guys. So, before I ask this trivia question, Captain Jack wrote.
Captain Jack?
Captain Jack, yes, the inspiration for the song. Jack Scala is watching,
Okay.
and he writes, "One day at a time, many of us. That's true." So, great song. Thank you. I'm assuming, that this is what I believe Jack is in recovery, so he thanks you for what you do. So
Well, you're very welcome.
so here we go. Here is the trivia question. Get a copy of Ricky's CD, Clean Getaway. The question is: the Beatles scored their 8th consecutive #1 single in the UK on this day in 1965. What was that single? Sometimes we allow the guest to answer, but that's not fair to give you a copy of your own CD.
Huh?
Somebody in the room knows it. Somebody in the studio knows it.
I don't know. I didn't hear. Tell me again. Ask me again.
The Beatles scored their 8th consecutive #1 single.
As you were saying it, I was wondering what the Yankee score was.
Oh,
My
all
brain
right.
was somewhere else for a minute.
Yes, the Beatles scored their 8th consecutive #1 single in the UK with this song in 1965. So we'll leave that dangling out there for people. And can we?
Huh.
Nope. Okay.
I have no idea.
Can we introduce Carol while people are Googling this? Can we bring Carol on the screen for a minute or two? No. I want you to come say hello to everybody. What is going on out there?
It's like a rally or something.
You should check your phone.
Why?
I sent you a photo that you never saw before, that I never saw, and it's in my phone. It's you, Paul, and Ringo.
Oh, can we
So I
put that
sent
up?
it
Can we put that
Sally
up?
Jack.
Can we send that to Sally and she'll put it up on the screen?
Well, whose screen? Whose
Here, let
photo
me
is
show
it
you.
though?
It's mine. I
Oh,
took
oh,
it at sound check. I'll show it
25
to you.
years. Congratulations, Jack. That's great.
Excellent, man.
Again, we will wait
It's a
for.
miracle.
Look at this. And there's Ringo's little head.
Can we get that
Oh, yeah.
on the screen? Can we?
And that's Billy Joe Armstrong right there.
Oh, he's in the.
And Paul's talking to you.
He's saying, don't come any
And
closer
it's
to me.
Ringo, look at Ringo's little head in the
All right,
back.
so I mean, maybe I'll do it like this. Can I do that? Is that all right?
Go
'Cause
right
we have
ahead.
this. We'll get this really close.
That was sound check, yeah.
That is very cool.
Oh, it just went blank.
Oh,
All right,
jeez.
well that
here.
happens. But now we have Carol Kay in here with us too,
Hi,
and Carol Kay is the manager, owner
owner of Chaos Productions.
Yes. And are we allowed to discuss who you represent or
Sure, go ahead.
who you manage and who
I'll let you talk.
Well, I'm gonna just ask you very briefly. Who I believe you managed Jeff Emmerich until
Yes.
not too long
until
ago,
he
until his
passed
untimely
away.
passing.
Yes.
Was it Bobby Whitlock,
I
right?
manage Bobby Whitlock,
Okay.
who was the co-founder of Derek and the Dominoes with Eric Clapton. He wrote Bell Bottom Blues, Why Does Love Have to Be So Sad, and a host of other songs.
Unbelievable album.
Yeah,
Unbelievable
he's
musician.
an
yeah.
amazing musician. But we are a PR and marketing company and also a management company. So we represent a boatload of artists and record companies, and we do theatrical films, DVD releases, CD releases, anything that has to do with music. And you can check out our website, chaosproductions.com. And Ricky Byrd is one of our
I was going to say one of
clients.
your biggest clients right here, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I probably owe commission.
Yeah. 35 years worth.
35 years, huh?
Yeah. That he's also my husband.
Oh, see. How does that work?
I don't know. Ask him.
I'm gonna play another song.
Yeah, there we
now.
go. I knew that would get you to play another tune. Let's do another one. Come on, people expect to hear lots of music on this show, and
Oh, swell.
and they're so far they're digging the originals.
This is gonna be on the record too.
This
Hey.
is another upcoming one.
This is another upcoming one.
Okay.
Yeah. If you like these songs, man, go on RickyBird.com and pre-order the goddamn record.
Yes.
How's that? Because every time you pre-order it, it helps me pay for the recording costs. That's what we did. I don't know why we didn't think of this 30 years ago, man. Have people pre-order the records.
That's a great
brilliant.
idea.
You know,
I think
it's not like I'm asking people for money. It's just like buy the record in advance.
Right. Not.
Who was the first artist that
I have
did
no
that?
idea, but it was what a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Great
hey, Jay, Jason Panisi, one of our viewers, wrote 4-1 Yanks.
Oh, thank you.
So-
Excellent. I'll see you in October, baby. So I went to NAMM last year, the music convention down in Nashville. I've never been to NAMM ever. You know, musicians out there, they'll know what NAMM is.
Yeah, of course.
What does NAMM stand for?
National Association of Musicians and Merchants,
There you go.
I think.
That's pretty good.
I mean, I would buy that.
But I've never gone to the one in LA. It's people have just told me it's huge and it's pretty overwhelming. The one in Nashville for me was big enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Loud and 75,000 guitar players all playing different songs at once.
Oof. It's good.
But I mean, I had a great time. You know, I met some great people, and I wound up buying a mandolin. Not a mandolin, but a mando guitar.
Okay.
And I got it home and I sat down with it and I wrote this song in like 10 minutes.
Nice. Those are the best.
I want to sing about how lucky I am. You're looking at one grateful man. I should be long gone yet, here I stand. Hear my song. Hear my song, hear my song. I ran my life straight into the ground. I'm pretty sure I'd bottom down until I crossed more lines and slipped further down. Hear my song, hear my song. Hear my song. Please save me from myself. I'm tired of this hell. Help me find my way. Was all I had to say. Yep. Please save me from myself. I'm tired of this hell. Help me find my way. Was all I had to say. Something changed one fateful night. Like Hank Williams sang, I saw the light. I'm on the good foot now and it feels alright. Hear my song, hear my song, sing along. Sha la 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 la.
La 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 la.
It work with me. Sha la 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 lee.
Sha la 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 lee.
Well, may you find your way to happy, joyous, and free. Hear my song. Hear my song. Hear my song. Let's try that one more time. Sha la 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 la. Sha la 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 la. Sha la 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 lee. Sha la 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 lee. May you find your way to happy, joyous, and free. Hear my song. 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 Hear my song.
Very nice.
Very nice.
How cool is it? So we
happy
get a,
little tune.
a sneak peek into
Yeah,
your
man.
next album. This is, you know, I'm like I said.
It's gonna be good. And as I'm playing it, I hear the lines going through my head. Like
The
string
correspondence.
lines.
Oh,
and stuff.
okay. So you're actually you're producing it as you're sitting here right now.
Yes,
That's really cool.
I am producing it. By the time I leave here, the song will be done
I
or something.
actually have to say now we work with the same producer. That makes me, you know, and I can now say that I actually sang a song with Ricky Byrd because I just sang a song with you.
Yeah,
Technically,
it took you a little while to catch on.
Right.
But,
Well,
you
I
know.
mean, you know, I got a lot going on over here. You know,
Right.
I got to listen to all these comments, all these people, like I said, all the hearts and the likes that you were getting.
We
Two
also
great
have a word
recoveries.
from
well, Jack,
our.
you missed probably
have a
two
word
other
from
ones
our
you signed on
sponsor.
late because Ricky's played about 4 so far, and they've all been.
Did I play 4?
Well, you did maybe only 3.
think
Okay.
3.
Well,
Broken.
you're about to do 4.
Am I? Broken. Hear my song. What was the other one? Oh, and I ain't gonna live like that.
Right.
That's right.
Yep. So I would like. I mean, can I ask for a request or no? Is that not allowed?
I don't know. Depends what it is.
Well, like I think.
Throw some questions in between the playing, bro.
All right. Here's my
Losing
next
my
question.
voice.
What do you think of the current state of the music business?
That's not fair.
No.
I mean, it has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? It's what it is. It's changed completely. I've learned that I'm in the action business, not in the results business. So it's just my job to do good work, and then you put it out there, and you know, stuff has changed, no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, songwriters are making way less money. Streaming is completely screwing everybody.
Right.
The royalty rate is, I mean, they've passed some new laws, but still it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, touring has completely changed. Everything's changed.
Right.
But we do this, I mean, I have to speak for myself. Like, this is what I do. I've been playing since I'm 9 years old.
Yeah.
And I'll be playing hopefully when I'm 80 years old.
Mhm.
Could be in a little, you know, little club out in Levittown. And just going, you know, but that's fine, man.
Right.
I do it because this is my this thing here. This is what.
You do it for the love of the game, right?
Yeah, that's it. So like, yeah, the music business has changed. What's happened is, if you can make more money yourself, because there's nobody, you know, less people have their hands in your pocket. The point is, you got to do all the work yourself.
Right. Yeah. There's
You
no
know?
real like major
Yeah, you
labels
just put
anymore,
records.
is that-
For right now, I
Right.
put Clean Getaway out basically by myself.
Right.
You know, I did. Carol got me all the interviews and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
I just sold it online, and you know, kept talking about it on Facebook and Instagram and
Right.
Twitter and LinkedIn.
Plug in and plug in and plug in.
Yeah, just
Right.
yeah. If you want to do this, if you're in recovery, you know, if you're struggling or if you're in long-term recovery, you'll get something out of this record.
Right.
Give it to somebody that you know that's struggling for a Christmas gift. you
Right.
know?
Now, you were saying before we actually haven't gotten into talking about it yet, but you
And
actually.
by the way, I've given away 2,000 copies of this record at treatment facilities.
Really?
That's the thing that I really love doing.
So you actually go and you
Yeah.
give them away.
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
mean,
I
you
don't
make
make.
them right.
I'm
that-
not making dough off this.
Right.
Enough to maybe do another record or something like that. But you know, my thing is bringing a stack of them to a treatment place that I'm playing and saying, okay, when you leave here, when you finish your treatment, not when you leave here. That's two separate things.
Right.
Pick up a copy of the record. Maybe you'll hear something that'll keep you at home for the night and not go out and run out and use.
You started to say before that you actually work in a
Yeah, I
treatment
went
facility.
to school last year, and I'm certified as a recovery coach and an alcohol and substance abuse counselor in training. There's a little T next to my thing. But so I'm just trying to rack up some hours, and I really love doing it. It's interesting. It's structure.
Yeah.
Being in a place for 8 hours.
Oh wow. And do you bring a guitar with you for those?
They,
or?
now that they know that now they keep, like, I lead groups, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now there happens to be a Fender guitar there, an acoustic. So now if I walk into the group and it's sitting on the front desk, it's like, oh, I get it.
Not very subtle. Okay.
Yeah, not very subtle.
Yeah. All right. That's cool. And actually, my follow-up question to the current state of the music business, I'm jumping around now, was if there are any current bands that you like.
Yeah, you're gonna see that deer in the headlights.
Yeah. I feel the same way.
I don't know. I mean, I hear stuff on the radio that sometimes I think is really cool. I think that Little Nas song, is that his name? I love that. The cowboy thing.
Oh yeah, my daughter's obsessed
Yeah, because
with that song.
it's fun. It's not insulting anybody. You know, it's got a good melody.
Right.
The video's cool.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just good. And
Yeah.
I love the way they brought in a couple of different genres. You know, and they mixed them up.
Right.
And everybody's having fun, and I like that. And I hear some good stuff on the radio. I couldn't name it because it's not my generation.
Right.
You know?
It's not the same. Yeah.
I mean, if you looked on my phone, like I got all my songs on my phone, I'll lay in the backyard and I'll still put on Exile on Main Street.
Yeah.
Or I'll listen to Steve Earle, my pal Steve Earle.
Okay.
Or I'll listen to John Prine.
Right.
You know, or I'll listen to Sam Cooke.
Right.
Or the Who, or you know.
That's the music
That's
that I
what you
love
would
too, and
expect.
that's way before me. So that's good music. Good music,
Interestingly
good music.
enough, I did a thing up in Albany. I got this thing up in Albany this year, and the other person that received this award also was Joe Girardi from the Yankees. Right?
Oh wow.
Mhm. So we got to talk, and he said, "Oh yeah, man, we all listen to." You know, he started. I said, "What do you guys listen to in the clubhouse?" He said, "Oh yeah, we listen to you guys. You know, we listen to the Blackhearts. We listen to this." And he said, You want to see my playlist from when I work out in the gym?" And I'm going, "Yeah." It was like the Stones, Bad Company.
Right.
You know, the Who. I was like, wow, that's interesting. That's pretty cool.
Well, the first thing that I noticed today was that you're wearing a Stone shirt and I'm wearing a Beatles shirt. So.
And that says it all.
Right.
Like even though I love the Beatles like everybody does, this was the band that I went, oh God.
Yeah.
When I saw them do Jumpin' Jack Flash on the Ed Sullivan Show, it's like, yeah, I want some of that.
Okay.
Just give me some of that.
Oh wow. So whereas most people say the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, you say the Stones on Ed Sullivan.
Yes, and I'll tell you a funny story. I wrote my speech for the Rock Hall, and I saw the Stones on the Ed Sullivan Show in 1965, and what I said, if you saw my speech on YouTube, I said, first of all, they looked like I felt. Like I saw Keith Richards, you looked like I felt, like
Right.
different. Two, the girls were screaming, and
Okay.
that seemed like a plus for somebody that was shy. And three was the host Ed Sullivan looked completely horrified, and I was like, "Oh, that's good.
Right.
I like that.
Right.
I want to do that.
Right.
I want to horrify adults." Right. So it was the Stones.
That's right.
But when I got to sound check, and I'm talking to Ringo and McCartney, I quickly wrote the Beatles and the Stones in my speech.
Oh, you had to add Beatles into it.
I had to
because
because they were
you didn't-
sitting right in front of me.
Right. Wow.
You know?
Well,
And it's not that I didn't love the Beatles. I love the Beatles just like everybody. I was.
Right.
If you asked me which Beatle I was George.
it's my favorite too.
That's the one that I connected to when I was a kid.
But he was the shy one, the quiet one, right?
The shy one.
Yeah.
You know, he had the good crooked teeth, the good haircut. You know, I had crooked teeth.
You know, there's
Good
something about
haircut.
him too, where he was in the shadows for so long. You can relate to that. You know, feeling like you have freaking John Lennon and Paul McCartney that are just, how are you supposed to compete with those guys? So you almost like, but then he comes up with these, Here Comes the Sun and something and all these, and they're just as good if not better. And you're like, it's an underdog story.
And then we will never see the likes of them again. Like there's good stuff out there, but there's something. It's almost like when somebody like McCartney's done great stuff on his own.
Yeah.
With Wings.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the it's like you put certain guys or gals in a room together, and they come up with these things, these classic things.
Right.
The other problem is like why people go like, wow, how come they don't write songs? Like why doesn't Paul write a classic like Yesterday anymore? And this is like, or this and like, yeah, you know why? Because they were all broke, and they all sat in a room together.
Right.
In a cold water flat in England at the beginning,
Right.
and their lives depended on it.
Right.
And what's missing now is when you listen to these people, it says, oh yeah, I sent him, it's like, right, technology. I sent him a track and then he wrote the lyrics, across the country.
Right.
But there's not that
the
That's why
intimacy.
I love
the, right.
co-writing. Like people were on a write, like whenever I co-write, it's like, just send me this thing and I'll come up with. I'm like, no, dude. First, we're gonna go out for coffee.
Yeah.
We're gonna chit chat, and then we'll go to a room and sit across from each other. So when I come up with a lyric, you'll go, dude, that sucked, man. You could do better than
Well,
that.
that's probably why the Beatles had better stuff than they did on their own, because John didn't or Paul
Although
didn't
they
have
wrote
John to say.
classics. They
Well, they
wrote classic
did. They
stuff on their own.
absolutely did. I mean, I some of the Wings stuff I love more than a lot of the Beatles songs, of course.
I
but
mean, I was in the car the other day and I heard, what song was it? It was a Stones song. Oh, Live With Me. Bam, bam, ba-dum, bam, da-dum.
Right.
I got nasty habit. And I went, that's why I love the Stones. That's
Right.
why when I was a little kid, they were the nastiest, dirty,
And they're still playing. And they're still touring.
playing. Right. They're playing tonight.
Tonight.
Are they
Yeah.
playing tonight?
Yeah.
Met Stadium.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's.
Let me just say something. The only time I'll pay $600 to go see something is if the Yankees are in the World Series.
Right.
Period.
You know, it's
don't
true.
care
the,
who
the,
it
the
is.
ticket prices are a little bit insane, but
Hey, you know what?
we pay
it's-
for it, right? People do it.
It's a living.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, the point is, but that goes also with, like, I don't know, they may charge that anyway, but somebody was explaining to me, it's like the air has been taken out so much of songwriting royalties that the only way bands can make money is by charging a lot at concerts.
But
Now, yes, they come out and they have lights and 17 trucks and stuff. It's expensive, right?
But don't those bands, the ones that can charge that much money, are already the ones who have the money?
I don't
right?
have an answer.
Uh,
You'd have to talk to Mick.
Yeah.
I don't know why they charge that much, because they can.
Right.
Right.
Well,
You know, and then some people go, listen, there are some acts out there that are really cool. They'll say, there's going to be no ticket higher than $100.
Right. So why don't those guys do that?
I don't have a clue.
You know, like Paul
I still
McCartney.
love him to death.
Well, yeah, because you can't.
I
but-
don't know why.
Or did you see the movie yesterday? Did you guys
Yeah,
catch
yeah.
that? What did you guys think of that?
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was the only one who wasn't a fan of it. I'm not ashamed
I
to admit it
think
anymore.
It was the greatest movie I ever saw.
Yeah, no, I know, but everybody was
No,
talking
but what
about
I'm trying to
how
say
great
is like that riff, that damn, bam. Well, when you hear, when I was a kid, I just I saw them on, and Mick's got face paint on, and Case's. I just said, oh my God, what is this?
Right.
What universe is this from?
So any of those?
That's what attracted me. It was like this dark. There you go. That's why maybe I'm in recovery.
Because it's dark.
There was some darkness that I saw in that I really
Yeah.
was attracted to.
Right.
But then I say to people, it's like, listen, you know, you hear Sympathy. I remember that I couldn't, when I first got clean, I could not listen to Sympathy for the Devil at the beginning, because that riff, there was just stuff you got high to.
Right. Yeah.
And then I sat down and I went, okay, let's be logical. Maybe somebody else in recovery said this to me. Okay, Mick is not actually the devil. He's a
Right.
billionaire with 7 houses. So that's just show business.
Right.
You know,
It's-
the cape and the freaking thing. It's show business.
Yeah.
You know, just like Dean Martin didn't really drink on TV. Like, that was Ice-T.
Right.
It was shtick.
Right. Right.
You know, later is another story. But back when you saw Dino, it was nonsense. It was just people were attracted to that.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what, when I saw the Beatles and She Loves You, yeah, I was like, oh, that's cute.
Right.
But when I saw the Stones come out and they did, oh my God, as a Jumpin' Jack Flash or Painted Black,
Yeah. Yeah.
I see a door, but I want it painted black.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah. So
What does that mean?
Right. Right.
Jesus Christ. This is the devil. I love it.
Sympathy for the devil. There you go.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You
That's-
know.
Was Keith Richards one of your guitar heroes
Oh,
growing up? Yeah. Who else?
Jeff Beck, man.
Yeah.
Jeff Beck is the man.
You ever get to play with him?
No, but we went out to see him at Jones Beach last year. And the funny thing is also, like, listen, you know how Jeff Beck dresses?
Mm-hmm.
I've met him twice. And since I'm a little kid, like, my father was a bartender, man. Like, I always wear like a white T-shirt or something like that, and a vest. That's a guitar player thing. I put my picks in the vest.
Okay.
My slide is in the pocket of my
Right.
vest.
Right.
But that's how he dresses.
Yeah.
So twice now I've met him, like 3-4 years apart. And I remember telling him, he goes, I like your outfit. And I go, dude, you didn't invent this outfit.
Right.
Let's just if I could be a politician for a second, I was like, let's make this very clear.
Right. Right. Right.
Like, my dad was a bartender. This is the way he dressed. I've always dressed. You look at pictures of me, playing at Max's Kansas City.
Right.
When I was 17. It was the
and-
same thing.
And it was
same outfit.
and that was before you. Right.
Yeah. And I said, but he started cracking up. But I said, and he was so humble and so sweet.
Yeah.
There was so many questions I forgot to ask him, like, why don't you use a guitar pick? How did that start? But I said to him, listen, people that grew up on the bands I played with, that's one thing, right? But so every once in a great while, somebody will come over to me or message me and say, man, you're the reason I picked up the guitar. To me, that's almost too big for me to even think about.
Right.
But it's not like it happens all the time. It's like once in a great while, right? I said to him, people do that to me. I said, you're one of the reasons I picked up a guitar.
Right.
And he gave me a big hug. It was like, wow, look how we keep passing this stuff on.
You also said that something about your strings.
Oh yeah.
And
I
he
walked
loved
over
it.
to him and I said, you know those notes you just played out there?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, yes. I said, those notes actually aren't on my guitar. Like I've searched for years for those notes. They just don't exist on my guitar.
That's hysterical.
And he started cracking up.
That's really funny.
Yeah, but when listen, I've been able to do I grew up on Mountain. I used to see Mountain all the time. Mississippi Queen.
Yeah.
Leslie was one of my favorite guitar players. His sound, his tone, we're friends. I got to do Mississippi Queen on stage with him.
That's great.
I played with. I've done Who songs with Roger Daltrey. I've played All the Young Dudes with Ian Hunter.
Right.
I played I'll Take You There with Mavis Staples.
Right.
I played in my room with Brian Wilson.
Right.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
But as you're saying that, there were other people who you've probably played, I Love Rock and Roll with, or right, who were saying the same thing about
But
you.
that's what's great about it.
And you're saying that
It's a
passing it right.
I mean, like whoever thought what? Oh, did Jeff make picture? Whoever thought that when I was 10, 13, listening with the big headphones, sort of like yours.
Right, like these,
Yeah.
the earmuffs as you called them. It's very cold in here.
Like the cheap stereo when I lived with my parents, like from like I think it was like a Realistic it was called or something. That was the brand. Lafayette stereo store. And I was listening to these songs, and in my wildest dreams, like I always knew I was going to play.
Yeah.
I was playing church dances when I was 14,
Mm-hmm.
clubs in the city.
Right.
There was never anything else in my mind that I was going to do.
Right.
I had no clue I was going to wind up where I wound up.
But you would have kept doing it no matter what.
I would have kept doing it no
and
matter
I think
what.
that's the common theme between most people who become successful at this
Yeah.
is that they don't have the distractions to say, all right, I'm not doing that anymore. Because I haven't made it yet, or for you it was never a choice, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it was never a choice.
Yeah.
There was nothing that made me as happy. And I'm a ham. I'm a little bit of a ham. I like being on stage.
That's the same.
And I don't care if there's like 10 people and I'm playing acoustic or if it's 50,000 people.
Right.
I just love being on stage.
Right.
And we were talking at dinner. Like I spent time when I was a kid in the rock band in the Catskills in the mountains in New York, right? And I used to, after we'd play, like it was in the early 70s, I was like 16, 17. I was in this band in New York, and it was an original band, and we would play in the mountains to make money so we could keep playing. So, we'd be up there, and it would be the teen room, right?
Okay.
And it'd be like, I met a Jin Suk,
Right.
It was that era, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then after we finished, I'd go into the big room, and I would watch the comedians.
Okay.
And because I grew up on Ed Sullivan,
Right.
right? I'm at that age that I grew up in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
The whole family would watch the Ed Sullivan Show, and there was like Myron Cohen and Toady Fields, and all these great comedians. I love that.
Right.
So
It's a crossover, right?
Yeah.
Because you have the Beatles on the one hand, and then you would have.
yeah, and I
Right.
would have been happy being either one.
Yeah.
I would love to be a cheap stand-up comic. It would be great.
Well, you're in the perfect place because
understand that.
right. I mean,
I got a tight 10 minutes. I'll walk on stage right now.
well, hold that thought because here's the deal, right? We have to do a quick word from our sponsor,
Yeah.
and there are also a couple
I
of
gotta
questions.
call my sponsor after this.
But people are asking questions, and I want to put those questions out to you. I mean, we can go on and on and on. I mean, it's already 9:00, so let's do that, and then the sponsor thing. Yeah.
This
If
week,
I'm honest.
we are excited to have a great sponsor for the show, Main Street Financial Group. They are an independent financial service firm located right in Kings Park. No matter who you are, it is worth giving these guys a call. They really care about their clients and are experts in retirement planning, investment, insurance. It can help anyone with their financial situations. They provide the average Long Islander with financial planning and guidance, usually reserved for the ultra wealthy. Please give them a call at 631-269-2300 or visit www. Did I add an extra W? www. No, I didn't. Okay. www.msfg.info. Mention J.A.M. and receive a complimentary meeting to review your personal finances.
Thank you, Sally.
Retirement planning. See, that's the one thing I missed out on.
Well-
I should have called them.
You should have called them.
For God's
They would
sake.
That was
absolutely help
smooth.
you. Main Street Financial Group.
Hey, Bob is watching.
Is he?
Bob Stander is watching. Bob
Cheesy
Stander.
Studios?
We'll give Bob a free plug too. Bob Stander produces a lot of people. Co-produces Ricky, and produces me, and that's
We have this interesting way. We mix the record, then I go home. So it's like 1 a.m. or something. I get home and I lay on the couch with my earbuds in on my phone. Right, he sends me the mix.
the WeTransfer.
Yes, the WeTransfer. And we go back and forth for 2 days. It's like, okay, second verse, that's a little bit too loud. Then he makes it too low, and I go in between. We have it's like a joke. In between.
Right.
In between what and this is how we work until it's like.
Until it's right.
Until it's right, and then I just give him the thumbs up.
Right. Same way.
Parcheesi Studios.
Yeah. Right in Huntington.
Hey, by the way, me and Bob are available to produce your record if you're out there, whoever you are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's in Huntington. He's got a great studio, completely renovated.
Yeah.
So you get Bob's technical. What's the word I'm looking for?
Prowess.
Okay, that's more like a porn star thing. But
Okay. Well, you never know. I mean,
but and my wacky production ideas.
that's great. I mean, I might take you up on that.
All right,
I'd love to have you play on my stuff. That'd be cool.
we're not cheap, my friend.
That's okay.
Produce, not play.
Oh, produce. Well,
Produce, yeah.
well, Bob does everything, right? Bob plays. He's multi-talented.
Yeah, he's a great guitar player, great player. The bass playing on my records are always amazing.
And you said he's going with you to.
Yeah, well, I felt so we didn't have a bass player, right? So I just thought it would be cool to because we're gonna have Libs playing drums, and it's Genya and Kathy Valentine, myself, and in some of the songs we're gonna do Vacation.
Okay.
So I thought it'd be cool to have a bass player. So instead of asking him to just get somebody, I figured Bob would be great.
Right. Nice. That's
We'll
great.
see how he learns the songs. Bob.
So we had a couple of questions, and we're already over time, but I told the viewers we get to some questions, and I also want you to play us out with a song. So,
Fabulous.
one of the
At least he
questions.
didn't ask me to play I Love Rock and Roll.
uh,
I do that. I go to treatment and some kid will go, "Hey, can you play I Love Rock and Roll?" It's like, dude, that's not why I'm here.
and what do you do about that? Do you?
I say no.
You just say yeah.
I'm here to play recovery songs.
Right. Well, that was actually Danielle Asher has a question. Do you do any collaboration with recovery centers?
Collaboration in what respect?
Well, she didn't clarify, but I guess work in conjunction with as far as your music goes, and
You're
what they.
guessing, aren't you?
I have no other choice. Danielle, can you please clarify the question?
Yeah, I'm open to. Listen,
She might work for. I mean, that could be the reason
I
why.
do. Here's the deal. I do treatment. I do recovery music groups, like around the country.
Mhm.
If you're interested in having me come to your place, you Facebook message me or something, and let's talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
RickyByrd.com is your website. Facebook
It's
/
just-
Ricky Byrd.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Okay.
I don't know. You kids know what that shit is.
You guys can find it
The
easily.
hell do I know?
You wanna, cause we're way over. Like I said, I mean, I can seriously talk to you for hours, and but
Believe me,
We
once
only-
I run out, man, I'll just start repeating myself, like my Uncle Joe. All right, I'll
I'm a
do
Joe.
one.
What's
I know. Don't take it personal, man. Relax. All right, so this is on the Clean Getaway record. We'll do this one. This is a good one. I like doing ones I haven't done in a while. Okay. Oh, that was good.
Take two.
My fingers stopped working. I'm up on the high wire, working with
without a net. I've fallen more times than I'd like to remember. That ain't stopped me yet. Angels all around me, trying their very best. But until I see the truth in myself, a world of hurt is what I get. This runaway train has run out of track. I'm so far from the man that I once was. Help me find my way back. So I pray for life, putting my heart in your hands. Please make it right and save this desperate man. I'm living in the shadows. I get high just so I won't get sick. I do anything to get myself right, anything but quit. Devil's got a hold on me, he whispers in my ear. He says, come on, son, you can do just one. Let me take it from here. Each time I fly a little closer to the flame, but I can't take the heat no more. I'm sick and tired of the pain. So I pray for life, putting my heart in your hands. Please make it right and save this desperate man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know I'm living on borrowed time, and if I don't get clean, I'm gonna die. I've buried so many friends, watched their parents cry, still I can't seem to stop. I feel so alone. So what's it gonna take for me to bottom out and change? 'Cause everything that I held precious is now just watered down the drain. Those angels all around me say I got to surrender to win. And with one foot in the grave, I think I'm finally ready. Yes, I'm ready. Lord knows I'm ready. Ready to give in. So I pray for life, putting my heart in your hands. Please make it right and save this desperate man.
That was so nice.
So good. That's
So
Ricky
good.
Byrd, everybody. Get that album. You will not be disappointed. That song is on that.
RickyByrd.com.
Clean Getaway. Got another CD coming up soon, hopefully. within
Pre-order the
next-
record.
Pre-order the record. We got a couple of gigs coming up that I want to tell everybody about again, even though we just plug it real quick again. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame coming up in Cleveland, August 25th.
First is it Three Rivers Theater or two?
Rocket Foundation, I don't know.
The Rocket Academy Foundation in Red Bank. There's a theater. I think it's Three Rivers Stadium. I'm probably an idiot, and it's probably two. 2, 3. What the hell? I got plenty of water. So that's August 22nd, and on that will be Eddie Brigatti from the Rascals, Genya Raven, my pal, who
Right.
will also be with me
Right.
in Cleveland.
Right.
Who else? Oh my God, I forget. Lou Paulo, who used to play guitar in the Les Paul band for years and years and years.
Okay.
And they're gonna give Lou an award. They're giving me an award, and I'll play a few songs with them. I'm gonna play something from the Clean Getaway record. And then
Excellent.
August 25th is in Cleveland.
Okay.
Free concert, right out in front of the Rock Hall. It's called Rock and Resilience. It's about addiction, recovery, trauma. You know, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a great time, and then we'll do a meet and greet so everybody could come by and say hi.
Excellent. And you're also available for production purposes.
I'm available for production purposes. I babysit. I yeah. I will wax your car.
Everything.
Wax on, wax off. You know?
Mr. Miyagi over
Yeah.
here. And
I'll play at a supermarket, whatever. Frozen food section, you'll find me there playing these songs.
nice.
People
we
were
also-
asking if you were just with recovery centers or specifically with AA. I think that was the question that they were
Recovery
asking
treatment
before.
facilities.
Okay, and was it like Alcoholics Anonymous or any type of thing like that, or anything you help with?
Yeah, I don't talk about 12-step stuff.
Okay, that was the
But-
question.
But recovery I do recovery music groups at recovery treatment facilities, detoxes, residential, clubhouses, whatever. That's what I do around the country. And what?
do speaking engagements.
Oh yeah, and I do speaking. I'll come speak at your event, recovery events. I'm sorry, excuse me.
Utah.
Yeah, I'm doing something in Utah.
I don't think. Well, I think we might have a viewer or two in Utah.
Yeah, in Utah. I don't know if it's private though. It's for a big treatment. It's like all these treatment professionals. That's in September. September.
He's the keynote
19th.
speaker.
I'm the keynote
Oh, okay.
speaker. I keynote speak.
Wow.
You wouldn't think.
I would
yeah.
think.
I would think. Yeah.
I'm sure you're
Yeah,
great at it.
yeah.
I'm very Bronx though. Like I talk like it's like you're listening to Rocky or
They
something.
don't know what hit them.
Well, then that means
And then-
they'll pay attention.
Yeah, and then I play a couple. I always bring my guitar and I'll play. I'll play a couple of tunes and from the records and whatever.
Very
I'm
nice.
good. I do magic too.
Do you really? Can we see a
I
magic?
do no magic.
Ah,
There's no magic involved.
The magic is in the
fact
playing.
that I'm still, dude, the fact that I'm still alive is magic.
Well, I want to thank Ricky. Thank you so much
Thanks,
for being on
man.
the show. Rock and Roll
It's been
Royalty
painless.
for the first time here on Jam. Thank you so much. Carol K, thank you so much for coming. Chaos Productions, look them up on Facebook. KAYOS Productions. Is that? But you also have a Facebook account, right? Or Chaos Productions. There you go.
I expect to see a lot of pre-orders when I get on my phone, man.
Oh, you will. Even if they have to be all from me, I'll make sure this was worth your worth your trip here. As my gigs coming up this weekend are going to be at Time in Roslyn on Friday and Saturday night at Palmer's in Farmingdale. And our next episode of Jam is going to be a special 80s episode. We're still working on the date, but we will be playing songs from the 80s because we had such an overwhelming demand after the last 90s episode. So we're going to do that for not next week, but the week after, I believe. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. Thank you again, Ricky, for being here. Once again, thank you so much. Carol, thank
Thanks,
you so
cheers.
much. See you guys next time.